Hey, what's happening? YouTubers are back with a brand new unboxing video, and tonight's unboxing video is actually a retro review. Tonight we're going to look over the Hasbro Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure Blob series X-3 Jean Grey, and the Blob Build-A-Figure series was the second wave that Hasbro produced when they first initially took over the Hasbro Marvel Legends line from Toy Biz when they acquired them back in 2006. Now, in addition to being the second wave that Hasbro produced, this was also one of the last times you saw Hasbro make an X-Men movie, Marvel Legends. Apart from the X-Men Origins Wolverine movie stuff that came out in 2009, a lot of those figures were re-releases apart from Wolverine and Cyclops. They were repackaged as Walmart exclusive 2-packs. And just another thing to add, when Hasbro initially bought Toy Biz and took over the Marvel Legends line, a lot of collectors consider this the dark days of Marvel Legends, and in a few seconds we're going to see why. But anyways, enough about all that information. Like we always do with our unboxing videos, y'all, we're going to start with the box art first. So at first glance, you can see the packaging is entirely different than what you see on Marvel Legend boxes today. As you can see on the right side of the packaging, you see the different movie stills and headshots of Jean Grey. And then on the top, you see the old school Hasbro Marvel Legends logo. And then a very interesting picture of Jean Grey on the top left-hand corner. And then on the side, you can see it's the Blob series Build-A-Figure collection. So on the side of the packaging, you actually see an image of the Build-A-Figure, the Blob, and his multiple chins. And then you see a little number wheel showing what number in the line this figure is and what the part includes that's highlighted on the Build-A-Figure. And then on the back of the packaging, you can see the full image of the Build-A-Figure Blob. You see Jean Grey at the top right-hand corner, and of course the other 7 figures in the wave. Figures that include She-Hulk, Thor, Ultimate Wolverine, Jean Grey, Yellow Jacket, Zorn, Quicksilver, and Juggernaut. And then on the top of the packaging, you can see a read-up on Jean Grey. It's a pretty long one, actually. Longer than the ones we're used to seeing on the Marvel Legends boxes now. So feel free to pause it if you want to go ahead and read it. And there's also stats on the bottom. Now, I mentioned earlier, this came out during a period when people considered it the dark days of Marvel Legends. And one of the reasons why, besides just the figure quality in general, is the image of the figures they would release at Toy Fair and then what would actually come out. Because you can see on the picture on the right of Jean Grey, that looks nothing like the figure that came out. I'll show you for some comparisons. So that was originally announced, and this is an image of the figure we actually got. And it's not just exclusive to this figure, it was a lot of the figures that Hasbro came out with initially. All of the concept looked great, and the ones that would show at Toy Fair looked awesome, but then when they finally got released to the mass for retail, it was completely different than what was originally advertised. Plus, a lot of collectors noticed a drop in quality in terms of articulation and sculpt when the rights were first acquired by Hasbro from Toy Biz. Another thing to add, the figures in the wave also lacked accessories. Just for some comparisons with what Toy Biz offered versus what Hasbro offered initially, on the left you can see there's virtually no accessories with the Marvel Legends, and this was their second wave of Marvel Legends from Hasbro. Apart from the Build-A-Figure piece, you didn't really have anything coming with the figures. Or on the right, this is a Series 5 from Toy Biz, so it was their 5th wave ever. You can see this Blade figure came with the accessories, the weapons, even a motorcycle, and a comic book. So you can see why there was a little bit of backlash from fans when Hasbro took over the line. Alright, enough about all that. Let's go ahead and get Jean Grey out of the box. Here's Jean Grey out of the packaging. Let's take a look at the accessories she comes with first. And I say accessories, really she only just comes with one accessory. It's the right arm of the Blob. Stupid. I think this figure, though, is going for mad money on the aftermarket price still. So hopefully Hasbro releases another one. And so I actually put this on here because it was on the bottom of the box. It's like some kind of pamphlet. So let's go and open it up and see what the collecting world was like in 2006. So it shows, we zoom in, Spider-Man Origins, Superhero Squad, Legend. Oh, okay, so I know what this is. So these are the different like waves that Hasbro released, because I have a Nick Cage Ghost Rider, and I know they made Superhero Squad toys, and then the Spider-Man Origins one are basically like Toy Biz Spider-Man re-release figures. If we go and open this up, jeez, such a waste of paper, honestly. Oh, look at that. So before McFarlane had his Spawn Kickstarter checklist, Hasbro was doing it first with the Marvel Legends. Look at that. Okay, and it lists on here all the different figures. So, like, right here, the Ghost Rider figures, you can see Raging Ghost Rider. Chain Attack Ghost Rider is the one I have. That's the Nick Cage one. And then in the Spider-Man Origins, I did have the Iron Spider. I'm not sure if it's listed on here. Yep, Iron Spider-Man. And speaking of Iron Spider-Man, I can't wait for that new version that Hasbro is going to come out later this year with. All right, and if we open this up, once I get this fucking thing straight. Okay, there's the figures right there. So that's kind of cool. It's like a catalog of old school Marvel Legends, so it's a little trip down memory lane for some of you collectors out there. That was the Iron Spider I had, and I actually bought that 2 years ago for like $7 an auction on eBay. It was new in box. It was actually pretty cool. There's Spider-Man 2099 doing some like weird ass pose. Let's see what else we got here. We got the Secret War symbiote Spider-Man, the classic one. You know, some of these still kind of hold up. It's just those ugly ball joints I don't like. Got Venom, Dr. Octopus, and here's the battle packs. That's cool. Oh, here we go. So this is pretty much relevant today because of the new Spider-Man No Way Home movie. If you haven't seen it, sorry, spoilers. We have the Spider-Man versus Doc Ock, Spider-Man versus Green Goblin, and I imagine if you're able to find this now, these are probably going for a ridiculous price. These are also, I know for a fact, these figures are basically just reissues of the Toy Biz one that Hasbro repackaged, because I actually had this Spider-Man. I also bought this on eBay last year for like $10. It was still new in package, but it was like a pre-pose Spider-Man, so you can't actually articulate him. He's just in that like weird pose. Like you can move his legs, but you can't, there's no like hinges on the ankles or on the legs. It's basically you're just up and down movement. The Goblin, I think, is from the superposable Green Goblin. And then this is the superposable Spider-Man figure. And then some like riders you see right there. I'm not going to go through the whole book, so don't worry. Okay, so they continued the signature series. This was initially a Toy Biz thing, but man, I got to show Fabio this. He might like these cloth goods Hasbro figures. These are all basically just from the Toy Biz era, I imagine. Okay, so on this page, you see the 12-inch Marvel Legends. I think these are also, again, sculpts from the Toy Biz era, just brought in over to Hasbro that they acquired, then just reissued. I kind of wish they'd still do the 12-inch line. They did come out with it in 2016 and then stopped for whatever reason after 2018. And then here you see Banshee. Fun fact, I'm not sure how many of y'all know this. Dwight Stahl, who's one of the lead or the head design of Marvel Legends at Hasbro, this was the first figure he worked on, I believe. And you see other ones in here. Beast, I have that. There's the Hercules, Planet Hulk, Ultimate Iron Man, that horrible Emma Frost. I think the Build-A-Figure was Annihilus. And here's the one I was talking about. So we got Ghost Rider here. So we have a bunch. We have Raging Ghost Rider, Flame Fist Ghost Rider. This Chain Attack one was when I was talking about. This is the Nick Cage one. And as you can see, here he is with his Chain Attack. I don't have the Ghost Rider head sculpt on there. I kept his David Schwimmer head on here because why not? And just one more thing to show, like I promise we'll get to the figure after this. I just wanted to point this out. They actually made a 1/6 scale Ghost Rider figure with the flame cycle. So we had a 12-inch Ghost Rider with a 12-inch flame cycle. That's freaking insane. I'm willing to bet the aftermarket price on that now is insane because that's a 12-inch scale figure. Oh, and this was in the back of it too. It's just basically how to put together the pieces for the Blob. Enough about that. Sorry about that, y'all. We spent more time looking at the pamphlet than we are the figure. When y'all are going to watch this back, you're going to realize like 50 to 60% of this video is just looking through that old school Marvel Legends pamphlet. Anyways, let's take a look at the figure itself. And first thing we're going to take a look at is the head sculpt, because y'all know I'm a huge fan of Hasbro's Photo Real Tech, and this clearly doesn't have that. This is a terrible head sculpt, and for the time, they probably could have done a lot better. They did the actress who played Jean Grey, Famke Janssen, really dirty by making her head sculpt like this. And the thing is, I think they had the technology to make a better one, because if we compare it to this Nick Cage one from Ghost Rider, even though I joked that he looks like David Schwimmer, that's actually not bad, especially for 2006, 2005-ish. That's a pretty decent head sculpt. So I'm wondering how they missed the boat with this one, especially when you take a look at the like rendered picture of what was supposed to come out versus this. Now, when we take a look at the rest of the figure, in case you're wondering why Jean Grey is wearing all red, spoilers, I guess, fucking 17 years later. If you haven't seen the movie yet, no, 16 years. 16 years later, she is the Phoenix, or I believe she becomes the Dark Phoenix. I don't remember now. I got to rewatch it on Disney+. But that's why she's wearing this red outfit. And just by the looks of it, I can understand why collectors called this the Dark Days of Marvel Legends. Not a lot going on in terms of detail and sculpt with this outfit. It is single jointed elbows, and I understand that because they didn't do double jointed elbows on female figures. Actually, that's not true, because if we take a look at this Fantastic Four figure, she had double jointed elbows, and this was during the Toy Biz days. So they had the capability to do that. I think just aesthetically and budget-wise, they didn't feel like it. And of course, there's not much in terms of articulation. The head can kind of go up and down, and it couldn't go side to side, but that hair is blocking it. It does have a diaphragm cut, which is nice, but holy crap, you really can't get much. It's literally just that, looks like that, or that. Man, that sucks. It does have a shoulder swivel, no bicep swivel, single jointed elbows, and it can barely go 90 degrees. So that's insane. There is a waist cut, and I think it's using ball joints at the hips, which sucks because I hated the ball joints on the old figures. And then on the legs, there is no ankle pivot, but there is ankle articulation that allows it to go up and down. So yeah, not a lot going on in terms of articulation, but overall, I mean, I don't know what to say because I understand why this is considered the dark days of Marvel Legends when you compare it to a Marvel Legends now, or even a Marvel Legends from like 5 years ago. It kind of seems like Hasbro really phoned it in when it came to the first initial run of Marvel Legends figures. All right, now we're going to jump right into size comparisons. And first size comparison, here she is standing next to a couple other early Hasbro Marvel Legends figures. We have X-Men 3 Beast and X-Men 3 Juggernaut. Our next size comparison, here she is standing next to the Toy Biz X2 Magneto and the Hasbro Chain Attack Ghost Rider. I just wanted to mention this Toy Biz X2 Magneto head sculpt still holds up. In my opinion, I think this was better than the one Hasbro released a couple years ago, or 2 years ago now. This, to me, looks more so like Sir Ian McKellen than this one. Let me know in the comments below what you all think. And next size comparison, here she is standing next to two modern-day Hasbro Marvel Legends X-Men figures. We have the James McAvoy Professor Xavier and the Michael Fassbender Magneto. And just based off the rumors and what I've read online, I'm calling it right now. I feel like this 2-pack is going to be highly sought after once Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness comes out. And next size comparison, here she is standing next to some of her comic counterparts. We have the Hasbro Marvel Legends Phoenix and the Marvel Legends Jean Grey from the Love Triangle 3-pack. And next size comparison, here she is standing next to a couple Scarlet Witch figures. We have Scarlet Witch from the Infinity War Vision 2-pack, which was a GameStop/Toys R Us exclusive, and the Scarlet Witch from the Disney Plus wave. And one of the main reasons why I actually picked up this Jean Grey Dark Phoenix figure was because I had some cool idea shots for her and Scarlet Witch. Let me know in the comments below, who do you think would win in a battle? The X-Men movie Jean Grey or the MCU Scarlet Witch? And another reason why I chose this size comparison is because it's nice to see like the advancements Hasbro's made throughout the years when you compare their early days work to what we have now in terms of sculpting, in terms of articulation, and in terms of technology like the Photo Real Tech. When you compare this from 2006 to what we have now, in 2020, 2021. It's impressive the leaps and bounds they've made. And last size comparison, here she is standing next to the Marvel Legends Stan Lee. All right, so my overall thoughts on the figure is, I have two. One, my overall thoughts on this figure through the lens of a collector today is that this figure is pretty bad. It's awful. There's no real redeeming qualities apart from maybe the hair sculpt. There's like different shading and texture and sculpting on that, but apart from that, this figure is pretty bad. Through the lens of a collector back in 2006, I probably would have said the same thing. That face sculpt is horrendous. I think if I was the actress who portrayed Jean Grey, Famke Janssen, I'd be so upset at that figure because it looks nothing like her. But I mean, overall, the figures. This was one of those figures I was hoping Hasbro would have redone when they came out with the 20th anniversary line in 2020. Unfortunately, it looks like we're not going to get that. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, YouTubers. What do you think about this figure? Does it still hold up today? And like always, if you like what you see, be sure to hit that like button. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Thanks for watching.